Hello, welcome to our class number 14. Today we are going to study the present perfect, okay? We are going to see step by step how to use the present perfect and when we cannot use it, okay? So let's begin. Let's begin with a conversation. Now, have you ever been to Paris, Sandra? No, I haven't. Have you, James? Yes, I have. I went there 5 years ago. It's awesome. I would love to go there, but Europe is very expensive. Now, let's go back in this dialogue. Let's try to understand exactly what was said. So, James starts speaking. Have you ever been to Paris, Sandra? So this is the present perfect structure, right? Have you been? Okay, so have you been, we have here the auxiliary verb have. Look here, it is before the subject because this is a question. And now we have the main verb, right? The verb to be conjugated in the past participle. Okay, so have you been? And here we use the structure ever. What does it mean? Okay, this is exactly what we are going to study today. But it means when we ask questions like this, have you ever, we want to know if at least once in your life or has it ever happened in your life, okay? We want to know if something, an event, has occurred or not during the whole period of your life, okay? That's why we use ever, okay? And the present perfect structure, okay? This is what we're going to study today. Now, she answers, no, I haven't. So look here, see? It's easy to see that this is not the simple present. Why not? Because in the simple present, when we use the verb to have, I have to ask, remember, do you have a car? Answer, yes, I do. Remember that? The auxiliary verb in the simple present is the verb to do. Now, in the present perfect, the auxiliary verb is the verb to have. And that's why the answer here uses the verb have. Okay, so have you ever been to Paris? No, I haven't. I have never been to Paris. Okay? Have you, James? And you, James, have you ever been to Paris? Okay, that's the same question, right? He answers, yes, I have. Again, the verb have working here as the auxiliary verb, right? I went there 5 years ago. So look here. Have you ever been? Yes, I have. So James has already been to Paris. But look, when he's going to specify, when he's going to say exactly when he was in Paris, when he went to Paris, he does not use the present perfect. He uses the simple past, okay? So this is something we are going to see next class, and it's very important to see. We do not use the present perfect when we are going to specify when something happened in the past, okay? And he finishes, it's awesome. So it's awesome. Awesome means fantastic, very, very good, very, very nice, okay? Awesome. Now, I would love to go there, but Europe is very expensive, okay? I think there are no problems here, right? Use the present perfect for past events connected to the present. So the first way, the first occasion in which we use the present perfect is when there's a connection to the present. So the event happened in the past, okay? So past events. But it has a connection to the present, okay? It's not something that happened in the past and finished in the past. It has a connection to the present. Let's see an example. Gina has lost her keys. Gina has lost her keys. So here I use the present perfect, and now we can be sure that this has a connection to the present. What is the connection? We know that she lost her keys in the past, and still at the present, in the present, she still hasn't found them. Okay, she still doesn't have her keys with her. Okay, that's exactly what I brought here. She lost them, she lost the keys in the past, but still doesn't have them. So the keys are still lost. This is the connection to the present. If I used the simple past, for example, Gina lost her keys, it's difficult to know if she has already find the keys or not. Okay, we wouldn't know for sure if now in the moment if she still has or not the keys. Okay, so when we use the present perfect, we are now sure that this past event has a consequence in the present. Okay, now the second manner, the second occasion to use the present perfect that we are going to see today is exactly the one we saw at the conversation. So, follow me. Use the present perfect with ever or never to say that you have already or never done something. Whoa, a little complicated this sentence, right? So, let's see the examples here and I am going to explain step by step for you, okay? So, first sentence. I have never been to Cuba. So, see, we use never to say that during all my life, this is the period that we are selecting, okay? So during all my life, I never went to Cuba. I have never been to Cuba. Never, okay? So we use ever when it's a question and never when it's affirmative or negative, okay? To say that something has or hasn't happened, okay? For example, in the question here, have you ever eaten Mexican food? Have you, at least once in your lifetime, eaten Mexican food? So this is the meaning of this ever. Okay, I want to know if at least once, okay, or not. Okay, so have you ever eaten Mexican food? And here you can give me two answers, right? One answer is the affirmative. You say, yes, I have. I have already eaten Mexican food. So look here, I use ever in the question, but I use already in the answer, okay? Ever in the question and already in the affirmative answer. Okay, so yes, I have already eaten Mexican food. Or if the answer is negative, no, I haven't. I have never eaten Mexican food. I have never eaten Mexican food. You see? So we use ever only in the questions, okay? So ever is something we use in the questions. And then we have in the affirmative we say already, in the negative we say never, okay? Sorry, yes, of course, the both sentences here are affirmative sentences, but the answer is negative, right? Have you ever eaten Mexican food? Yes, I have. I have already eaten Mexican food. Or no, I haven't. I have never eaten Mexican food. Of course, you can use never. The sentence is affirmative. The meaning is negative, right? The meaning is negative, okay? So we ask the question with ever, and we can answer the question with already if it's affirmative, or with never if it's negative, okay? If the answer, the meaning is negative, okay? Now, how do we form the present perfect? What is the structure of the present perfect? So we have the auxiliary verb have. This verb has to be conjugated, right? So have or has. I have, you have, he, she, it has, we, you, they have. Normal, just like we saw in the simple present, okay? So we have the auxiliary verb is the verb to have in the simple present, plus we have one verb in the past participle, okay? So how can we know what is the past participle of each verb? Very simple, okay? It's exactly like the past, the simple past, okay? Most verbs, the regular verbs, end in ed, right? So it's exactly the same, the simple past. For example, the verb to play, the simple past is played, and the past participle is played, exactly the same. But there are some verbs which are not regular, and then these verbs you have to know, okay? Each one, there's not a rule to summarize all this knowledge, So you have to learn and practice, okay? I'm going to post a list of past participle verbs, okay, irregular verbs. It's actually, I'm going to complement that first list you have downloaded on my website. You can go there again and download, okay? I am also going to leave a link here at the description of this video where you can download the list of irregular verbs, okay? And in this list you're going now to have the simple present form, the simple past form, and the past participle form, okay? But we are going to practice and this is not so complicated, okay? So, let's see some examples here. They have eaten too much. So, they have eaten. Look here, the auxiliary verb is the verb to have, and the verb in the past participle is the verb to eat. Okay, so if you look in the list it's available here at the description of the video, you're going to see there simple present, eat, simple past, ate, past participle, eaten. Okay, so eat, ate, eaten. These are the three forms of the verb to eat. Okay, eat, ate, eaten. Okay, now they have eaten too much. She has never seen a play. So this is the verb to see. She has never seen a play. So in the list you're going to find the verb to see, simple present, saw, simple past, and seen, past participle, okay? And the verb here, the auxiliary verb, the verb to have, is conjugated for she, okay? She has never seen a play. Now, have you lost weight? Have you lost weight? Okay, do you understand this sentence? Lost is the past participle of the verb to lose, right? The verb to lose is lose, lost, lost. So, have you lost weight? Weight it means, are you thinner than you were before, right? Did you lose weight? Have you lost weight? Okay, weight is a measure, okay? It's a way of measure the mass of something. For example, 78 kilograms, 30 pounds. All these are forms, are manners of weighing something, okay? This is the weight. What is the weight of your plate? For example, when we go eat, sometimes we have to see the weight, we have to weigh our plate, okay? So that's the weight, okay? Weight. 10 grams, 100 grams, 1 kilo, all these are weights, okay? Now, let's practice a little. So remember what I forgot to say here, which is very important. We are going always to use the verb have as the auxiliary verb, right? So to ask a question, the verb have comes before the subject, and to form negative sentences, we just add not after the verb have, right? So you have, affirmative. You haven't, negative, okay? You haven't been to Paris. Or she hasn't worked for 3 months. So she hasn't worked and she's still not working. Connection to the present, right? She hasn't worked for 3 months. These are forms always to talk about periods of time that come to the present, okay? So she hasn't worked for 3 months. Now, let's practice a little. In 2005, Sam visited the Louvre Museum in Paris. Now, let's ask him if he has or hasn't visited the Louvre Museum. So, has, right, the auxiliary verb before the subject here, which is Sam. So, has Sam ever been to the Louvre Museum, or has Sam ever visited the Louvre Museum? Okay, so this is the past participle of the verb to be. Has Sam ever been to the Louvre Museum? And yes, he has already been there. Right, he went there in 2005. Look, 2005 is a specific date, so I have to use the simple past, right? So he has already been there. He has already been to the Louvre Museum. Case present perfect. Now, he went in 2005. Now we use the simple past to specify when he went to the Louvre Museum, okay? When we talk about the period of all his life, we can use the present perfect. So, he has already, during all his life, he has already been to the Louvre Museum. When? He went there in 2005, okay? So this is how we work with the present perfect and the simple past, okay? Now, Pamela never went to a Japanese restaurant. So she never went to a Japanese restaurant. So we want to know now if she has or hasn't eaten sushi, right? So has she ever eaten sushi? Has she ever eaten sushi? No, look here, Pamela never went to a Japanese restaurant. So, has she ever eaten sushi? No, she hasn't. Look here, auxiliary verb, the verb to have, conjugated for she, and with the not, because it's a negative answer, right? No, she hasn't. She has never tasted sushi. She has never eaten sushi, okay? These are synonyms here. She has never eaten, she has never tasted sushi. Now, Rick and Hannah went to school. Where are they? So they went to school. They are not at home. Where are they? They have gone to school. Okay, so now this is very important. When I say, where is Marcondes? Oh, he's gone to work. He has gone to work. What does this mean? It means I am not home. I am at work, right? He has gone to work. He is not at home. He is at work. Now let's see one difference. Rick and Hannah just came back from school. Rick and Hannah just came back from school. Now they are home. Where are they? They are home. They have been to school. Now, do you see the difference? The difference here is, what is the difference between they have gone and they have been? When I say they have gone to school, okay, let's imagine a situation. You come here, you come to my house, you say, Marcondes, where are Rick and Hannah? And if I say, they have gone to school, they have gone to school means they are at school. They are not at home. They went to school. They have gone to school. Now, the same situation, someone comes to my house and asks me, Marcondes, where are Rick and Hannah? And I say, they have been to school. They have been to school. So, they are home. I'm going to call them, okay? They are here, they are at home, but they just came back from school. They have been to school, but now they are home, okay? So you guys understand the difference between have been and have gone? It's a very important difference. Many times in tests, okay, for example, it's normal to see that in entry tests or concursos, okay? It's very, very common to see people asking if you understand the difference between have been and have gone, okay? Next class we are going to talk a little bit more about this, okay? So it's a very important class. I'm going to present you with different forms, different manners of using the present perfect, and I want to make that even clearer, I want to emphasize how we can see the difference between the present perfect and the simple past, because this is a very common mistake. So thank you again. I appreciate all your comments. If possible, please give me some thumbs up at the bottom of the video. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. See you next class.